Let's let's try this again. This time I'm gonna try running this direction twice and see if that works. That was a problem, that I wrote it wrong or interpreted it wrong. Because that could be the case. It could be that it could be that this is supposed to somehow be considered west. Let's see. Yeah, that was literally it, huh? Interesting. Oh well, it worked. Yo, Sagittariumon. I'm the legendary Digimon Sagittariumon. You lucky to even look at me. Hey, you got laser cannon and justify. Give them to me. Ayah. Look, this is judgment. You're lucky to be holding this. Ha 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 ha. You met me and received judgment. You're the luckiest tamer in this server. Alright, now I've gotten all of the fused weapons. Now I just need to do the final blending. And that is done by Metal Etemon in Kulon Mines. Now, I don't think it matters which Kulon Mine you do it in, if you do it in Amaterasu or Asuka. I'm gonna try Amaterasu and see if that works. I just need to see, do I have a hole that connects? Like Amaterasu's west with Amaterasu's north? I feel like I've gone through a hole like that. So I think I should. Because I remember doing it. No, this is just Amaterasu, Amaterasu. Okay, no. Okay, I've gone through these pages. Alright, let's go through these other pile of paper. Uh, this should be one. You see from which hole Amaterasu have to go in. Yeah, there we go. Amaterasu West, South Badland by Canyon, or Amaterasu North Badland East near Cliff. Okay, that was easy. I found it. Right, I believe the closest to me is I think it's equal, but actually the distance between these holes. Because if I want to go to South Badland, I just go down from Noise Desert. But if I want to do North Badland East, I just have to go up towards Pelchuaches and then go to Badland. Yo, Tankma, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this tango. Oh, and I found out through grinding whom it is that Monmon and Kumamon has his blasted evolutions after level 40. Kumamon gets Malamayotismon, same as Ranamon, so pretty boring in that sense that both Ranamon and Kumamon both get Malamayotismon level 40 as their blasted evolution. But I guess you're bound to get repeats. Because you're just so there's only so many extra megas, I guess. I should switch back to my main, shouldn't I? So hold on, I'm just gonna go into Baihu City to switch back to Ranamon and Kotamon. Right, I was about to say who Mon blasted got into level 40. It's Blackwell Greymon. Yeah, not click the correct option. Yeah, and by the way, you guys did manage to pay attention to the fact that Kubamon only had 1100 MP, level 45? Yeah, that's not 1100 MP naturally. That is from some help by training his fire resistance. Because without that help, Monma would have been just barely at 1000 MP. He would probably only have like 1050 at level 45. Ah, there we go. Bask in his splendor of Imperial Paladin mode. Now I shall smite thee, Griffinmon, with my gigantic sword. How dare you live, Griffinmon? I had a cool line by saying you'd be smit that I would smite you with my giant sword, but didn't you go and do this? What the heck, Griffinmon? What's your problem, man? Why do you gotta be like this? I understand Raremon, because Raremon is a pain in the behind, but Griffinmon, why did you betray me so and not die in 1 inch? And then had the audacity to deal 1000 damage to me with your Storm. The nerve of everything here. Not wanting to die as quickly as I want them to. Whoops. Here we go. North Badland. East. So, this is North Badland West. Okay, never mind. I mistook the holes. There clearly was a right answer. It was going to Amaterasu South Badland and go through that one. But I mistook the holes and I'm committed now. I'm gonna go to one in North Badland East. I'm committed. How dare you, Valkyrimon, to think that your sword has even an ounce of power compared to mine. Mine has the power of Omnimon behind it. Unlike Valkyrimon's, who's just... I don't think Valkyrimon's sword is blessed with anything, so I think it's just a sword. I mean, maybe it's blessed by some sort of Norse god? Maybe? I don't know. I just know Paladimo's sword is probably 99% sure it's stronger than Valkyrimon's sword. I think the only sword that could probably measure up to Paladimo's sword is Alphamon or Ryuken's sword. Because his is the same deal as the freaking Digimon turned into a sword. I'm not sure the lore of Fenrir Lugamon Takemikasuchi to know how strong his sword is, but maybe Fenrir Lugamon Takemikasuchi's sword could rival Paladin mode and Alphamon's sword? Maybe? As if I've not read the lore about it, and I really should. Yo, what's up, Goldmon? I have a sword. It wants to say hello to you. Hello! See, it wants to say hello. Alright, I just did like half your health. Seriously, Goemon, could you be less bulky, please? Alright, now that was the word you wanted to say this time, please. And now I'm going to say goodbye. It's a very talkative sword. Though it's a lot kinder compared to Sonic's talking sword. Because it doesn't have these nasty comebacks. And again, maybe it's just that Goemon was blessed to not have any sass from a Palamon sword. Maybe in the next Goemon we get some sass. Who knows? I know this is totally not me just making up stuff about my Palamon. I'm just the messenger. I can just hear what his sword says, and I just say it to you guys. Now see, this time the sword said, "Ducks are awesome," and I wouldn't want to question Imperiumon's sword. Would you guys? That was fair enough. Now it said, maybe don't feed the the cheap brand breadcrumbs to your local ducks. Maybe give them the more expensive breads, maybe freshly baked crumbs. That's what the sword said this time. Again, I'm not projecting anything. I'm just telling you guys what the sword is saying. Come on, I'm right by the exit, man. Yo, Rockmon, have you not heard enough messages from my sword? Now it says, get a life, Rockmon. Now it says, stop hiding behind double guard, you coward. And lastly, it says loser to Rockmon. And now, since all of these three megas are super high tiered, they will have their cutoff points very early. I think they start getting slow level ups once they reach 50. Okay, what? I'm confused. I heard the message sound, but I don't see anything. And as I found out through the last Pokemon stream, you guys also hear the jingle of when a message gets sent. So you guys heard it as well. But I don't see anything in my chat. So that was weird. Nor do I think I will find anything if I go into Twitch. So that was just weird. Why made this notification sound as if I got one? Yeah. I thought you were a tamer. You're just a regular person named Sakura. Alright, Kulon weapons. Yo, Metal Edamon. Hey, that's destruction. You got a nice one. I'll turn into a more powerful weapon. Give me Belial Fang and destruction. Okay, here we go. Kulon Digicide coating. Here you go, one invincible. You are going to be one good tamer now. Isn't invincible great? You're a good tamer now. Wait, maybe you have to go back and forth, maybe? Yeah. Hey, that's immaculate. You got a good one. Okay, I'll create eternally for ya. Hand me immaculate and millennium. Here we go, cool digicide coding. Here you go, one eternally. You are going to be one cool tamer now. I'm gonna see if pausing works. Does it count if I just pause? Exit out and talk to Mel Edamon? I mean, it works with random tamers to find out what they, to be able to rematch them, so. Oh yeah, it works that way too. Cool. I don't have to manually leave the place. Hey, that's prominence. That's good. Okay, I'll trade Supernova for ya. Hand me prominence and rising fist. You mean rising fist, not rising fist. Can they not read the translators? Because I've now effectively seen two instances where they said wrong. The first one I didn't mention it, but I did see it. That Shurimon accidentally said, oh no, that's Shurimon. Nohemon. I know, is it Shurimon? Yeah, whoever's the first one to trade with Monmon. No, it is Shurimon. Shurimon accidentally said, give me cluster cannon. Here, I made you cluster cannon. Which is wrong, because it's not called cluster cannon, the second weapon. It's called, well, whatever it was called, justify, or justice. But so, that's one translation, and here, Meta Edmon is calling Rising Fist. That's just wrong. It's Raijin Fist because it's this activating fists of Raijinmon. There's no Digimon called Risingmon. I mean, the closest thing we have to Risingmon is Rise Greymon. Here we go, cool digital coding. Here you go, one supernova. You're going to be one Great Tamer now. Let's do this again. Pause. Unpause. Hey, that's Judgment. You got a nice one. Okay, I'll create punishment for you. Hand me Judgment and Sujin Cannon. Here you go, Kulon Digital coating. Here you go, one punishment. You're going to be one Super Tamer now. I think that's all 6 now. But yeah, I checked through my Twitch chat. Yeah, I don't see anything. I don't know why it gave me the notification sound as if I got a message, but I didn't. I don't know why it did that. I guess Streamlabs / yeah, I guess Streamlabs just want to be weird. I guess wants to give ghost notifications. Let's see, I have Invincible, I have Punishment, Supernova. Ah, no, sorry. One more weapon I need to make. One more. It is the sword for Kotemon. Hey, you got Muramasa. No. It's not Muramasa, it's Masamune. Nah, Edamon. How can you create weapons when you don't even know the name of the weapons? Step it up, Edamon. It's not Muramasa, it's Masamune. Muramasa is a different sword. Masamune is the one that you get from Dashamon. He makes you Masamune. He doesn't make you Muramasa. Virtual Muramasa is one of the weapons you can buy in one of the stores. And I believe Muramasa is supposed to be what's his name now? Mushiamon's sword, Muramasa. You got the greatest piece. Yes, Masamune, not Muramasa. Okay, I'll create. Wait, what? Hold on. He was gonna make me Muramasa. But according to him, I already had Muramasa. So what gives me Edamon? What the heck? What's your problem, man? Why do you claim I have Muramasa if you're gonna make me Muramasa? Seriously, translators. Ross, read what you're doing for crying out loud. It doesn't hurt. It literally doesn't hurt to just cross-read what you wrote. Amy Masamune and Fujin Blade. Oh yeah, now I have a Masamune. Stupid translators. Here you go, Kulon Soy coding. Here you go, one Masamune. No. No. Translators. Come on. What the hell? This is all kinds of wrong. First they made a mistake with him saying you had Muramasa when you had Masamune. Then he said he was gonna make you Muramasa, give me Masamune. Then after you gave him Masamune to make Muramasa, which in the same text box they said earlier, suddenly they say, I made you Masamune. What the hell, translators? What the hell? Is all I said to that. Who allowed that? Who allowed that mess of a dialogue? That was just ridiculous, man. Who allowed it? Who gave the thumbs up on that? Anywho, let's equip Kotamon with the Muramasa. Oh yeah, 814. I think it's 10 strength than what he had before. Now, Renamon, you are gonna be given Eternally. Then Agumon? Oh, no, you actually don't. I believe it should be better, Invincible. Oh yeah, totally. It's 44 strength better than Evil. How much stronger is it than Grey Fang? Sorry, Grey Sword? What's weird? If I quit Invincible over Grey Sword, I just get plus 30 attack. But if I equip it over Evil Fang, I suddenly get 44 strength? That doesn't make sense. It's all I'm gonna say to that. That doesn't add up. Anywho, Invincible, Grey Sword, and all that. And now that's over with the weapons. How long have I been live now? For almost 2 hours. Alright. Now comes for the part of the game that I'm pretty sure not everyone is gonna look forward to, but hopefully my reactions of getting frustrated over a card battle is going to be somewhat amusing to you guys. Because it's time for me to go get the secret cards. So let's start with the closest one. Let's see. Ah, there we go. Amaterasu Kulon Mines by Kulon Pitch. That one has Saber Leomon. I'll get Saber Leomon as a card if I do this one. So it should be this hole. Now, luckily, this hole isn't too deep, so I'm not gonna speed up. But for the other holes that are like further away, or not further away, but deeper, I might speed up the game. Gormon, or Rockmon, or whatever you want to call yourself, are you my personal stalker? Because I'm literally only run into you since I put Kotamon in the lead. I've only run into freaking Rockmon. What gives, man? Why do you follow me so, Rockmon? Where have you done to all the Remojimons? I know Remojimon also exists down here. What have you done to him? Bum 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 bum. Now, the Digimon cards, I think those are the easiest fights to do. Then I think the program cards, I have to. Like, for those, I believe I have to, like, tweak my decks to specifically counter them. Because, the card game is that type of fun game where the AI always gets the perfect hand, and then you just have to rely on RNG and adapt yourself to their strategy. Yeah, there he is. Newman that will give me Saber Leon. Yo, talk to me, bro. You're here. Let's fight. Let's duel. King of the Forest. Oh yeah, I renamed my Blood deck to Magmakwa. I just felt like that was a better name for it than Blood. This was I was getting a little bit tired of how much worse Blood was compared to Mirei and Nature's Junk, so I went with Magmakwa. Decent hand is what I'd say I got. I got a decent hand. Got a freeze bug. Do I want to? No. I'd let him do it. Dude. Thank you. Alright. Maybe I shouldn't have let him do so many green plus. Maybe I shouldn't have. Oh well. There's always round 2 and 3. And also, for all of these secret parts, it's gonna have to be a lose one, win one type of deal where I have to learn what cards they draw. So if I end up losing completely, it would just have to be that then. No. No. You're not allowed to summon a card from your trash. Seriously. Cool, I might win this. Never mind. He had a plus first. Why? You're already gonna win. I guess the AI doesn't accept anything less than a draw. Like it doesn't accept winning by a draw.